So we need to talk about Ben Shapiro talking to Megyn Kelly about Candace Owens, saying that Erica Kirk was one of the co-conspirators to kill Charlie Kirk. So yes, this video is going to be very meta. So, but essentially it's that, okay? Ben Shapiro was talking to Megyn Kelly on at an event, and the topic of Candace Owens popped up. And Ben said a couple of things that, well, maybe you have already seen this clip. If you haven't, then here it goes.
For example, Candace Owens. I think that what Candace Owens is doing right now is evil. It is evil what she is doing right now.
Okay, he makes it clear what Candace Owens is doing right now is evil. All right, interesting. The obvious question is, what do you mean by what she's doing right now?
Okay, and I say that again.
But what?
Because
like I didn't opine on whether it's evil or not, but my position is it's really none of my business. And
why is it? But I have a question. Why is it none of your business?
Okay, Megyn Kelly is trying to say, okay, what Candace Owens is doing is none of her business. I think that is a great debate to talk about because, well, here I am. I maybe should be mocking some liberals or something, but right now I'm talking about people on the right or conservatives, Ben Shapiro, Megyn Kelly. So I am talking about this. So let's say I care about this, and you were talking about that on X. So we need to address this conversation, and maybe I would say that yes, Megyn Kelly to one extent should be at least concerned of what is going on, maybe not address what is going on, but at least be in the know of what is happening.
I mean, you comment on these things for a living.
I'm not mother of the internet.
No, but if this were on the left and somebody were accusing Charlie Kirk of his wife having murdered him, I assume that you would be talking about it.
Is that what Candace is accusing Erica of?
Yes.
Okay, notice what just happened, right? Ben is making a very good point. If somebody on the left was saying that Erica Kirk conspired to kill Charlie Kirk, then Megyn Kelly 100% would be talking about that. But now, I have to remind you that I am not exactly a fan of Ben Shapiro. I think that he's like right there, like in the middle. I really don't listen to his show or his clips. I really don't connect with him. I'm trying to analyze this from an unbiased perspective. But yes, he got that right. Megyn Kelly will be talking about that. But he said categorically that Candace Owens said that Erica Kirk is a conspirator or was a conspirator or a co-conspirator of Charlie Kirk's assassination, her own husband. He just said that. I'm going to repeat it.
Of his wife having murdered him, I assume that you would be talking about it.
Is that what Candace is accusing Erica of?
Yes.
Very good question. Megyn Kelly asks the obvious question, is Candace Owens actually accusing Erica Kirk of that? And Ben says, yes. There's no nuance. There's no misunderstanding. He said yes.
Of murdering her own husband?
She's accusing TPUSA insiders and other members of the right wing, including Seth Dillon, of being involved in the murder of Charlie Kirk, yes.
Okay. Like I said, I don't take...
So he doubles down. He does not only said yes to the direct question if Candace Owens mentioned Erica Kirk as conspirator on Charlie Kirk's death. I'm going to say something about that in a minute. And he also says that Candace has talked about the guys at TPUSA. That's something that she has implied. She has mentioned some names. But with the Erica Kirk thing, let's watch the whole clip, and I'm going to talk about Candace Owens in a minute.
Okay. Like I said, I don't take in that content, which is an honest statement. I don't have time to watch Candace's show.
I believe you. But the point that I'm making is that
what I understand
friendship
Candace
should not, in our
doing.
business, I think it's important. Listen,
friendship
should not trump.
We don't even know each other.
I understand, but even with Tucker, friendship should not trump our manifest requirement to speak out when people do and say things that are both detrimental to conservatism and morally wrong.
Okay, Ben has a point. If you are a conservative and you're doing the things that are morally right, or in my case, I try to call my initiative, my channel, the common sense, place to be. I try to focus things from a common sense perspective. Then you should call out what, in my case, when people are not having common sense. And that is regardless if they are on the left or the right or in the middle, whatever. If you are for or pro morally right, you should call out the people who are morally wrong. So the answer from Megyn is a bit disingenuous because, yes, basically your job is knowing what is going on. And if you are one of the strongest conservative voices out there, and we would like to think that a conservative voice does that because they think that this is the right thing to do, then you will be aware. I'm trying to connect this. If somebody's saying, hypothetically, if somebody's saying something that harms the conservative movement that you're standing for because it's morally right, then you should call them out. That is Ben's stance using Candace Owens as example. The problem is using Candace Owens as example, especially saying, and this is the mistake that I think Ben commits. He says categorically that Candace Owens said that Erica Kirk conspired to kill her husband, which is not true. If I know that many of you are not Candace Owens fans. I have said time and time again, I am not a fan of Candace Owens. I know that many of you that watch my channel watch her channel too. But one thing that we need to be very clear is that Ben Shapiro just did exactly the same what the liberals, the left, the woke brigade did with Charlie Kirk. Take his words out of context. And in this case, were words that Charlie actually said, they took those words out of context. Technically, I have to say this, what Ben Shapiro is doing this is even worse because he's putting a sentence or words or a statement in Candace Owens' mouth that she did not say. And how do I know that she did not say it? Well, I do know for, maybe I don't watch Candace's show. I see clips that pop up on my timeline all the time. But I sometimes take a peek at people's channels and comments, and I have noticed in the comments of Candace Owens' YouTube channel, people criticizing Candace for not doing research or not investigating Erica Kirk, for not calling out Erica Kirk, for not saying that Erica Kirk is involved in whatever is happening. So let me get that straight. How come Candace Owens said, as Ben Shapiro says, that Erica Kirk was involved in her husband's assassination if her followers on her comments, not all of them, but a good chunk of them, are saying that you should investigate Erica Kirk, or Candace hasn't said anything about Erica because he is, I don't know, he is gagged or something, she is whatever. But they are criticizing her for that. So that's how I know that Candace Owens hasn't accused Erica Kirk of anything, at least directly or indirectly, because you see the comments. You can go right there to her channel and see on any of the topics when she's covering the Charlie Kirk assassination, which has been pretty much every single show since September 10th. You can confirm that in the comments you still see, you look in the comments for Erica Kirk, you see the sentiment around Erica Kirk and how they criticize Candace Owens for that. So that's a mistake from Ben Shapiro. He's saying something that, all right, I can understand. We need to go to the other side of the coin. And I made an example with Jack Black the other day. I don't know if you have watched all my videos. I'm making a ton of videos lately. But this is like the example I made with Jack Black. There's the last part of this clip. I have the captions, so the last part of this clip is this one.
So I don't totally disagree, but I think the way of handling that, at least for me, is much different. So I saw things go south between you and Tony.
Okay, that's the whole clip. So there's one thing that is undeniable that we simply cannot escape. Candace Owens, whether you like her show or not, we need to be extremely clear about this. She has this ability to speak in vague terms, in, well, asking questions. Where's the evidence of those questions? What makes you think that Jack Black killed Charlie Kirk? I'm not saying that she said that Jack Black killed Charlie Kirk. I made that example. I said that the FBI, it was a joke, of course, trying to make an example of this. I think the FBI should investigate Jack Black. And you would ask, what do you think is this? So do you have any evidence that Jack Black was involved? I am just asking questions. I'm just saying that Jack Black should be investigated. Why is the FBI not investigating Jack Black? It's a legitimate question. It can be a question, but you have the legitimate retort. As in, why? What kind of evidence do you have that Jack Black was involved, that aliens were involved, that Nicolas Maduro was involved, that, I don't know, a K-pop band was involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination? That is the problem. That is the issue. Candace Owens has this ability. She is great at it. I'm not going to lie. That is so amazing, the way that she crafts these, these questions, and she makes the like this mystery evolve in a way that just grabs your attention. She is gifted in that way. And that I'm not going to lie. That's just amazing. That's just amazing. I maybe don't share her own stances on these topics, and much less I am not a fan of that. I try to go with what I see, and in fact that she has gotten right some things, like that group chat. There were some chats that were released today. I think that is all over the place. Maybe I will mention that. Maybe I won't. But the problem is that I see here is that some people are indeed attacking Megyn Kelly for not knowing what happened. And I have to say something. Let's say I respect Megyn Kelly. I would say that I respect her professionally way more than I respect Ben Shapiro. I don't despise Ben Shapiro, or no, I think that he's doing a great job, but I respect Megyn Kelly more. I'm trying to, so you understand what I stand for here, but I'm going to defend Megyn Kelly in one thing, that she couldn't have possibly known that Candace Owens, quote unquote, said that Erica Kirk conspired to kill her husband if that never happened. And the other way that we know that Candace Owens never directly said that is that if Candace Owens had said that, you would be sure, you will know, it would be a no-brainer that clip would be everywhere. On the internet, on X, on Facebook, on YouTube, everywhere. There's no such clip. So again, this is a bit crazy what is going on. I think that people are praising Ben Shapiro for this. I think that I was surprised, because he is like the one who crafted that sentence. Facts don't care about your feelings. And I ask you, Ben, those words that you say that Candace Owens said are facts? Again, I'm not a fan of Candace Owens. So we have to go with the facts. Are those facts? Or are you just paraphrasing? Because you said yes, and you made Megyn Kelly look like she is not in the loop. She doesn't know what is going on. And I'm pretty sure that Megyn knows what's going on either way. But she was also playing like, tell me about it. I have no idea. That's like Phoebe from Friends. So, breaking news. No. I think that Megyn knew, but she also knew what meant to acknowledge that. But I would like to know, what do you think about this in the comments? My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. Much love and bliss.